How about Liz? Welcome back to the Starscartel channel. If you don't know, I'm Star, baby. I'm with the weirdest, strangest dream. But here we are. Okay. In this dream, I feel like, hold on, let me clean my camera. Oh, that's better. Okay. Even though I got my button on, but you know what I'm saying. Anyways, I'm here with this dream. In his dream, I was at this really nice hotel. Like it was one of the nice ones, and it's like it looked like I lived there. I can't say because I had a bunch of stuff inside this hotel. But once again, it was a nice one. It wasn't, you know what I'm saying, the kind where the manager or the owner is gonna kick the door in and try to force you. Bless it, Lord. Anyways, I'm at this hotel, and I got all my little stuff there, and there's this guy there, yo. Like, and that's the wildest thing. So I feel like, what is going on with this dream? Because who is this person, bro? And he is just kicking it with me, and we chilling. But I could tell that this was somebody I saw as my person. This was like my husband, and we at the hotel, and he leaves to go and get the car. That's what he said. He said he finna go get the car out of nowhere. Mom storms in. Like, I don't know if she was looking for me or something. She's like, what are you doing? What's going on? Da, 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 da. And I'm like, what are you doing? I carry on with what I'm doing. I carry on doing my hair and getting prepared to leave. And you know what I'm saying? She leave. I leave. Okay. I go down to my truck. It's like, it seemed like I had like a Jeep. And it's a raggedy Jeep, but a Jeep. It reminded me low key, y'all that watch Moesha. Y'all remember when her daddy was about to get her a brand new, he bought her a brand new car. She said, I don't want that. And she scraped up her little buddies together to get that raggedy Jeep. Y'all remember that episode? Anyway, shout out to Brandy. Anyways, in my little Jeep, okay, cruising, and it's clucking, making noises and everything. But we rolling that day, okay, and we get I turned out the parking lot, and it's like I had received a call or a message from my dad to make sure I get some bug repellent because the mosquitoes was real bad. Like it had been raining really bad, so I needed to get some bug repellent so the mosquitoes would leave me alone. So I'm trying to go to the store to get some bug repellent. And as I'm going up through this intersection, there's a checkpoint where police are just stopping every car that comes through. And I'm like, what in the world is going on here? But whatever, I stop. And I can't stay. It kind of reminded me of when I lived in Jamaica, yo. Because when I lived in Jamaica, baby, they be on one guy. Those of you that never traveled outside the U.S., baby, in certain countries, well, the police, baby, is arrest them, okay? Pull over. That's what it felt like. Even though they ain't asked for no money, but they were saying they were going to give me a ticket, and they took my ID. And I do remember in this dream, they never gave my ID back, which was so weird to me. I was like, why in the world would they take my ID and not give it back? You know what I'm saying? And they were like, we'll give it back to you later or something like that. That was also weird because, you know what I'm saying, they ain't supposed to do that. They supposed to write your ticket right then and there, give you your ID back. But it just felt like a kind of situation where I just had to like let bygones be bygones and carry on. And in my wallet, for whatever reason, I had more than one, which I guess I don't know if it's like my passport too, because I have more than one forms of identification anyways. But carried on, I decided to go to the store that's right there, like I said I was doing. Out of nowhere, my father appears. It's almost like he saw them and what they were doing, and he comes out of nowhere. He gets in a driver's seat. Another thing weird about this dream, I wasn't driving from the driver's seat. I was driving from the passenger side. Nobody was in the driver's seat. And that was so strange to me. And I don't know if that's supposed to mean that Jesus is driving the car or if it's God behind the wheel or something like that, and my father, baby, like, um, God showing that He's always there. It's not. It kind of seemed like what it's like because you know He's our heavenly Father, and we end up. But anyways, we end up going to the little store, and I get the bug repellent. I was really trying to get either that or some alcohol because you know alcohol works too. But I go get the bug repellent, I put it on, and we drive out of whatever this little, it's like a little four-way area. We drive out into the main street, which ironically I know the baby braids would got that 8900. It pulled out already. I was like, oh, that's what we at. That's what we at. Anyways, we pull out, and I get, like, when I come back outside the store, I end up getting the back seat instead of the front seat, which, my dad is driving, so I guess there was no need for me to sit up there anymore. And my husband is in the back seat laid out. And then he lifts his head up and he like, did your family see me? Did your family know I'm back here? And I'm like, no. And he was like, okay, good. And now I can't stay. And that part right there, I am so confused because who is this person, bro? And it might be a situation where this is God himself saying, like, he's helping you and he's standing in as your person right now. He is the one that's going to help you move forward right now, because otherwise I'm confused as who this person is, my bad. Okay. Mm-mm. The scripture comes from Hosea 2:5. For their mother has gone whoring, their conceiver has acted shamefully. For she has said, I go after my lovers, those giving my bread and my water, my wool and my flax, my oil and my drink. Therefore, behold, I am hedging up your way with thorns, and I have made a wall for her, and her path she does not find. And she has pursued her lovers, and she does not overtake them, and has sought them, and does not find them. And she has said, I go, and I return to my first husband. For better to me than now. Then than now. So here's the message. God said, okay, so here's what I feel like. In this dream, I feel like whoever this person is that you are like in a relationship with right now, or the person that you see as your person, God said don't follow their ways, because if you follow their ways, God said you might miss it. And in reality, because let me see, yeah, he ducked off. It's almost like he knew that something was going on. He knew that I was going through something. It's almost like he knew everything that was going on and he chose to ignore it and remove himself from the equation. Like he didn't want no parts of it. He didn't want no parts at all, and decided to keep himself hidden. And that's okay, because sometimes it's a situation where you do need somebody that, what I'm saying, is going to help you, and that's, somebody heavy-headed that's going to step in. And sometimes there'll be a situation where even if you do have somebody to help you, I'm thinking about the book of, hold on, because if I just scared through the book I would see it. Judah, there it is. I ain't even see it, but I just remembered it. Judah. When I think about the book of Judah and what she had going on, it was a situation where there were men inside of her camp. There were a lot of men inside of her camp. And there were men that were ready for WAR inside of her camp. But in reality, they would have been outnumbered by the enemy that came against them, and that's just what it is. They wouldn't have been able to move the way that she was able to move, and that's the way it is. And they weren't able to do the things that she was able to do. So God said it may very well be a situation where your person gonna have to sit on the sideline doing a thing. Meanwhile, you gonna have to take charge in this one. And it is what it is. What else can you do? But you know what I'm saying? The weird thing is, when my mom had came up to like my room or apartment or whatever, it's like she was looking for something. And I was like, what in the world are you looking for? She's like, looking all through my stuff and looking all in the closets. I'm like, what are you doing? And it's like she felt silly and she left. And I don't know why she would do something like that. That was weird. So I don't know if this is somebody, maybe you have a mom or a parent that is very controlling, or they feel like they need to know every last little bit of your life. And you know what I'm saying? That's dangerous because don't nobody need to know that much. I'm just being honest. And that's just real. Like, I get it. Sometimes if it's a situation where when you on the phone and y'all conversating, y'all, and you not telling them, then it's information they don't even need to know. I'm just being real. And I was trying to figure out what in the world she was doing there, why, what she was looking for, why, and what made her, like, it was so weird to me. And it ain't no situation where I don't love her. I let her carry on, but it was weird and I was laughing. I was like, what are you doing? It was like she came in like a whirlwind. And then left. I was like, girl. Girl. Okay, girl. Anyway, I end up once again I end up leaving, and I'm in my little raggedy Jeep, you know what I'm saying? She take a lick and keep on ticking Jeep. Driving down the road. And even when it comes to that, it could be a situation where they felt like my car was raggedy and that's why they stopped me. But simultaneously, that's not normal. It's not normal. It'll be one thing if the inspection sticker was out or something like that, or if it was a situation with a tax. And but that was going on. It was weird that they took my ID. That's strange. It was weird that they was even right there. That's strange. And you know what I'm saying? At first I was like, maybe this is in a different country, but once again the truck came out on Brazewood slash Bissonnette. So I was like, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? It's not making any sense. But I also feel like for whoever this is for, it may even be a situation where God is saying that He wants you to turn away from this idea. Maybe it's an idea that you have of moving in with someone, or you have an idea of this person being the one that's going to rescue you, or being the one that's going to do X, Y, and Z. God said it's only Him. Once again, I wasn't in the driver's seat, so it was empty. And it's almost like God was driving the car. And the fact that once the police they came, they were like, how are you driving the car from over there, and what is this, and what is that, and who are you, and dot 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 dot. Out of nowhere my dad was right there, and he came over to the car, and you know what I'm saying, talked to the police. I was like, what's the problem? You know what I'm saying? I feel like this is God's way of saying you don't need another man to, like, vindicate you. You don't need anybody else to stand in and defend you. You either, it's a situation where you got it, and if you don't got it, God got it. And this is for somebody. It's like whoever this person is, they ain't gonna be like, they just, it's like they are not going to. They're not, either it's because they shy, or it's because they feel like it's too much. And in reality, when you've been going through it, like I don't know, like situation like this, it almost feel like this is somebody, your mama is like a drill sergeant. Like, and don't nobody want to deal with that. Don't nobody got time for that. And I'm for real, especially depending on how old you are. Ain't nobody like I'm just being it's like when it's your parent, it's one thing. But when it's not your parent and it's your spouse, it's like, who are you and what are you doing? Why are you here? What are you doing? And it seemed like he stayed there too. But he just dipped and came, and you know what I'm saying, and went to the car like, I'm not even finna deal with this. It's once again, it's almost, it felt like it was a reoccurring event or something like that. Once again, and I'm laughing like, what are you doing? What are you doing here? It can't be no situation where I move and you try to figure out what I like. You know what I'm saying? That's odd. And I understand when you like, young, knee high. But baby, I'm old, okay? And I'm not that old, but I am old. And it's like I don't need nobody watching over me. I don't need nobody, you know what I'm saying, like to that extent. because I just feel like it's a difference between watching over somebody in a sense where you're helping and watching over somebody too in a sense when you're trying to cause harm. Because don't no man want to deal with that. And this is the kind of behavior that will literally run your husband off. Because who want to deal with it? Don't nobody have time for that. Don't nobody have time for no, but like, you know what I'm saying? After you grow, you grow. And that's just, it is what it is. And it ain't a situation where it can't be a vibe where you are willing to help your child, or you willing to be there for your child as long as they allow you to control their life. That's crazy. Like, it should be a vibe where, okay, I'm gonna let go because you're 18 now, or 25, or whatever age limit, you know what I'm saying, your parent got in mind. But you know what I'm saying, once you hit 30, I feel like, it's kind of if you need help, I'm here. If you don't need help, I'm on standby. It shouldn't be like you. That's the time period when you should actually live your life. And I'm thinking about one of my teachers. She was talking to our middle school class, and somebody was saying that once you hit like 40, you old. And she was like, once you hit 40, you begin to live, your kids are grown, and you free. And I feel like for somebody, that's literally what your parents should be doing, is living their life, living their best life. It shouldn't be no situation where they stressing themselves out trying to figure out what you got going on in yours. That's weird, to be honest. After a certain point, it's like they should be like, it's all about me. And they shouldn't be like, it's all about me. Let me see who you dated, let me see who you friends with, let me see what you doing. Like, that's no. It should be it's all about me. This is my man over here, these are my friends over here, this is what I'm doing over here, and you over there doing your thing. And there ain't nothing wrong with that. It should be a holler if you need me kind of vibe, bro. That's what it should be going on. Like, if the parent needs the child is there. If the child needs the parent is there. But otherwise, y'all should be able to live y'all lives separately while simultaneously having a place where y'all meet in the middle. It shouldn't be no situation where nobody is barging in on the other person's life, especially like feeling like you running something. You know what I'm saying? Being all controlling and, overbearing. And you know what I'm saying? Because me personally, I wouldn't do my mama like that. I wouldn't do my son like that. I'm just being honest. I wouldn't. I have no, even though I may joke about it, but in reality, whoever my son decides to date, that's his business. I ain't gonna be able to control what he do. And that's just real. And I know that from first point of view. I've experienced it. I have went through a parent that is trying to control who you date. Like, that ain't stop. The only thing you can do it is running somebody off, but it ain't a situation where I'm finna choose who you want because I like what I like. And that's just the end of it. And I could care less if they pass your inspection or not. To be honest. And I always been that way. And I'm always gonna be that way. So that would be pointless. I would literally be sitting there laughing like, what are you doing? Why are you here? Why are you here and what are you doing, bro? What's going on, yo? And you know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong. Once again, my dad was on standby. The cops started messing with me and he came right over. Ain't nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong. He called me, let me know, hey, make sure you put some mosquito repellent on today because the mosquitoes is crazy. Like, ain't nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with that. But it is very strange and weird to be kind of like, uh, it's almost like it felt like in his dream, it felt like she was doing some kind of daily check. Like, I'm not in the army, I'm not in no military, I'm not no child, I'm not in jail. I don't need nobody doing no check on me. I don't need nobody trying to check the references of the person that I'm dating and trying to figure out where they went to school and who they friends are and who they parents and all. That's crazy, bro. That's psychotic. I'm just being honest. And I ain't coming out here saying my mama is doing this. Baby, I pray to God she ain't doing no mess like this because it's crazy. It is. And you know what I'm saying? Once again, I'm not 17 years old. I am 34 years old. I don't need nobody doing no background checks on people that I'm dating. I know who I'm dealing with. I know already. I don't need no help. You coming back to me with, did you know? And did you know? And did you know, brain, baby? That's why you should have did no background check. I don't know why you chicken, baby. You telling me like this is gonna be a deal breaker. Mess around and told me already. I don't need you to tell me that. I need you doing that. I don't need you doing that. I don't need you to. I do not. I don't need you to do that. Okay. The what I would need if it's a situation where we fight and he act like he don't want to come up out of my house, baby, it's a situation where I'm gonna need somebody to pull up. That's what I need somebody to pull up. But you know what I'm saying? This other stuff is crazy because it's like, what is it gonna do except like it cause stress. Like I just feel like this would be a situation your mama gonna cause herself to be stressed out and have, you know what I'm saying, a heart attack or a stroke or something. Calm down, Scout. Relax. Chill. Relax. Anyways, that's the message God said. This is something you ain't supposed to do that. And just like it says, children are supposed to obey their parents. It also says parents are not supposed to provoke their children to anger. In the same scripture, it's right next to each other. Right next to each other. Everybody always ignore that one. It's right there. Like, this is crazy. This will be something that's going to have you scratching your head and ready to run away to a whole other country somewhere. Because guess what? You ain't going to have a hard time doing daily checks over there. It be sitting around. Why your daughter move all the way to Timbuktu? Why is your daughter all the way in Thailand? Why is your daughter all the way in China, baby? For some peace, goddamn. Be ready to pull your dang hair out, yo. For some peace, goddamn. Jeez. And like, you know what I'm saying? And it ain't nothing wrong with being concerned about your child. It ain't nothing wrong with having love for y'all. That is a beautiful thing. But once again, it is dream. I feel like God showed a perfect example of this. My father calling and texting. The mosquitoes is bad today. Make sure you wear some repellent. My father, the cops over there messing with you. I'm finna pull up real quick. This is understandable. But somebody coming, invading your private area, your private space, and trying to look around and trying to look into who you dating and trying to figure out X, Y, and Z, like, that's crazy, yo. That's crazy. And it ain't fair. Because, like, you know what I'm saying? If it was the other way around, you would feel some kind of way. You would feel some kind of way. You would feel some kind of way some more. That would be like, you know what I'm saying? I just feel that would be like my son deliberately trying to destroy every relationship I get into. Baby, he wouldn't be able to be mad if I start interrupting his now when he get older. Okay, it can't be a situation where every time I meet somebody and I say, "Here's my son, my angel," the light, the you know what I'm saying. He the person that. Okay, just to make my heart skip a beat right here. Here he is. Okay, and he deliberately decides that he's gonna be a storm and cause all kind of havoc and mayhem. Bro, he can't get mad when he introduced me to his girlfriend and he say, "This is my mama, this is my queen, this is my baby, this is my angel," and I decide that I'm finna wreak havoc. You can't get mad now. It can't, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just being real, and you know what I'm saying. I don't move that way. I try to mind my business and stay out of it. Even when it comes to my siblings, I try to mind my business and stay out of it. The only time I'm going to say something is if it's a situation where somebody is deliberately attacking me, okay? I do defend myself. I'm going to defend myself. And baby, if you attacking my son, it's going to be on 10. I'm just being honest because I am that kind of parent. And just because he not up under me on a daily basis don't mean I don't care. And I can tell when his feelings is hurt. I can tell when his heart is broken. I can tell when somebody has did him some kind of way. And it ain't finna be no situation where you attacking my son feeling like you finna get away with it because he a kid. Nah, cause that guess what? That's where it's time for me to step in, his parent. Because you're not finna do that. And that's the message. And you know what I'm saying? It's how parents should be. Just like when the police officers was dry harassing me, my dad stepped up like, no, we not finna do that. And that's ain't nothing wrong with that. Anyways, that's the message God said when you get, it's like when you do things, I just feel like some things like shouldn't even be explained. Because it's obvious once your child decide that they moved out and they done went on about their business and they trying to live their life, let them do their thing. And it's okay. We understand that sometimes children stumble and fall. Even grown children stumble and fall. And nobody is perfect. And it ain't nothing wrong with you being there for your child. But, like, relax. You going to cause yourself to have a heart attack or a stroke trying to monitor everything that your grown child got going on. And you never know, this may be your grown child choices. I'm just being honest. Because I feel like this may be somebody you may like nothing but straight gangsters, bro. It's no point in nobody looking up their backgrounds. For what? If you ain't gonna do nothing but get you another gangster next. They might as well chill. They might as well relax. The info came by. That must be a mic drop, okay? 25, 25 as I say that.